sit down.
Yeah, Jim.
Mike, how did the interview process go, and when did you finally decide that Derek was going to be your guy?
I offered Derek the job at what, maybe 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, it was late.
Yeah, late this afternoon. Hey, look, guys, I'm going to tell you something.
Can I just jump in? There's never been a head coach given less time to prepare for this than me.
Listen now, he walked into the football complex at 8:15 tonight, went in front of his team at 8:30, got in the car at 8:45, and showed up here at 9 o'clock. And he had an emotional meeting with his team before he left Louisiana this afternoon. So it's been a real quick trip. And we're talking, we haven't had a whole lot of sleep, those of us who have been involved in this last couple of days. But I appreciate the way that they got this done, because I felt like, when we talked about this Wednesday, we said we feel very strongly we need to go out and hire the right coach, and we need to get this done in such a manner that we can go into the weekend and get ready to hit the road recruiting again. This gives him time to kind of get his arms around that over the next 36 to 48 hours.
We do have a microphone, Drew. We'll try to get and a mic on this side, guys, please. Up front, please.
What's the biggest influence or impression that led you to choose Derek Dooley as the next coach here at Tennessee? What impressed you the most?
Organizational skills. When we sat down for the first time, it's only yesterday, right? For the first time yesterday morning, it was clear. He gave me this book of how he goes about his business, how the football program will be organized, how we'll accomplish things, and we actually, the time went very quickly, so much so that we got to a point in the time frame where I said, hey, Coach, we've only got about 20 minutes, and we hadn't really even gotten started. It was obvious from that. But great conversation, and I have respect for the people he's worked with, and I knew that he's been trained well to be prepared for this moment.
John Adams. Go ahead. Right here behind you.
Mike, I know some of these candidates were on your radar from the last coaching search. Was Derek on there from last time? And if not, when did you start thinking about him as a possibility?
Yeah, the reality of it is, it's, as I've always mentioned, that's a fluid thing at any given time. And was familiar with Derek from a while back, but remember watching their bowl game actually last year, which was actually after our hire, and watching their team and how they prepared and went about their business, and kind of made a mental note of him. And so when I talked to our folks on Wednesday afternoon, I said, here are 3 or 4 guys that I want to start with. And Derek was one of those names that I gave them.
Mike, let me ask you, the fact that he comes from also being an athletic director, how big of a factor was that in your decision that he knows how departments run, he has an intimate detail of the ins and outs of athletic departments?
I think he's learned a few things along the way that we can work together better, in the sense that he was sharing the story yesterday about getting ready to recruit and do certain things, and as just the head coach, it's got to be done this way, this way, this way, this way, and then you assume the athletic director's position 2 years ago. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah, and all of a sudden his mentality about how to do that changed a little bit, because he started seeing it from another perspective, and I think that'll be special, because frankly, if you think about it, their program to have been both athletic director and head football coach, and all the other shoes that he wore based upon our conversations that we had yesterday, you have to be an unbelievable time manager to do that. And the head football coaching position at the University of Tennessee, you have to be an unbelievable time manager to do it at the level it takes to win national championships. And so I think that will serve him very well.
Mike, when you said that you wanted to get this done by the weekend for recruiting, did you really think you could, first of all, and second of all, by doing that, how much do you think it helps Derek to have official visitors this week and be able to hit the road on Sunday?
Well, I'll tell you, without giving you a whole lot of details, with some of the travel snags we operated in with the last 24 hours, I was beginning to wonder if we were going to get it finished by the weekend, but we were blessed to get that done. And the goal was just that day to try to finish it up. Frankly, in my mind, mentally, I was saying I really want to make sure I get it done by, say, lunch on Saturday. But to have it done tonight, to be able to maximize his time around here this weekend, I thought would be important. when you accept a new position of this stature and this nature, there'll be a lot of things that has to happen here before he heads down the road, and I'll let him address those.
How did you make sure as a follow that you didn't feel pressured though by the time frame you had set on yourself?
I think, it starts out by being organized before you get started. And we were intentional in what we were going to do. We were organizing what we were going to do. And we knew, directionally where we were going to go and who we were going to talk to. And, you adapt along the way and those kinds of things. And so that takes some of that pressure off.
Have y'all discussed assistant coaches? Do you know if any of your current assistant staff will remain here under Coach Dooley?
Well, that's Coach Dooley's question to answer. Certainly we discussed that. It's part of the process when you're going through these kinds of things. You want to have an idea of what the staff may look like and to make sure that we have some opinions as to how you need to compete and the kind of staff you need to have. And we've told them you'll have the resources necessary to hire the right kind of guys. And we certainly had those kinds of conversations.
All right, one more? We'll take one more, then we'll bring Coach back up.
Mike, obviously with your last coach leaving for what he called his dream job, and whether it's fair or not, everyone's going to know what the name Dooley is and what that means to Georgia and where Coach Dooley's from. Did you speak about that, about longevity here, about those kinds of things?
Absolutely. We talked not only about the immediate circumstance that we've gone through the last week. We talked about what we want is this is a destination job. I said that Wednesday. I truly believe that. I think Coach Dooley believes that. It's really for him to answer. But in our conversations, this is a place where he's familiar with this league. He knows that this is the top of the ladder as it relates to getting it done the right way and competing for championships. And we talked about things like buyouts for leaving, and that was never an issue because he said this is where I want to be.
Was that a gentleman's agreement or more of a contractual thing?
Obviously, both.
Last question, Rick,
For Coach.
Okay.